Coaches are expected to acquire greater skill in addressing these deeper life issues. I look at what those skills are and how they can be developed. Companies are also having to accept that their values and ethics are falling, and in some cases failing, under the scrutiny of their staff as well as their customers. Coaching is highly effective for uncovering true values and producing the alignment without which business performance can never be optimized. Transformation through transpersonal coaching. Like education, motivation, and management, coaching needs to keep up with the psychological development and understanding of how people bring the best out of themselves. There is always a time lag between what is known in some circles and the full adoption by the crowd. That is unfortunately all too true in coaching. For example, sports coaching is still mainly based on behavioral psychology. Too much workplace coaching is still limited to cognitive psychology, and many other coaches confine themselves to humanistic psychological principles that maintain that awareness itself is largely curative. The inner game, however, reflects transpersonal psychology, which emphasizes the principle of will, intention, or responsibility. Transpersonal psychology was fathered nearly a century ago by Carl Jung and Roberto Assagioli, but they were far ahead of their time and met some resistance, exacerbated by references to spirituality, which is negatively associated with religion by some people. However, today there is more willingness to explore new avenues in life, and coaches need to get up to speed with transpersonal coaching. In this edition, I walk further into the transpersonal field, although I want to avoid coaches assuming that all that transpersonal coaching can offer is in these pages. So I strongly recommend proper transpersonal coach training, which is increasingly on offer. The future of coaching. I conclude this fourth edition with a chapter on the future of coaching, its role in the transformation of learning and workplace relationships, and the wider social and cultural context that gave rise to coaching in the first place. Coaching, and the principles on which it stands, are timeless and global. It is a significant bridge in the evolution from hierarchy to self-responsibility, from autocracy to true democracy, from quantitative consumerism to qualitative sustainability that is being expressed in every field today. Throughout this book, I more often use the masculine gender, not because I'm sexist, which I'm not, nor because I abhor the literary clumsiness of he or she and his or her, which I do, but because it is men who need to heed its message most. On the coaching courses my colleagues and I run, women have consistently shown more natural ability to adopt a coaching philosophy. It is more in line with their style. My own coach is a woman, of course. Perhaps the advent of more and more women into senior managerial roles will help to establish the practice of coaching as the communication norm throughout business. I hope so. And I hope that some of them will find the coaching model in this book useful. Grow for it. As with any new skill, attitude, style, or belief, adopting a coaching ethos requires commitment, practice, and some time before it flows naturally and its effectiveness is optimized. Some will find it easier than others. If coaching is already your style, I hope this book will help you take what you already do to greater heights, or provide you with a fuller rationale for what you do intuitively. If it has not been your style in the past, I hope that the book will help set you on some new ways of thinking about management, about performance, and about people, and provide you with some coaching guidelines within which to begin your practice. There is no one right way to coach. This book is no more than a map to help you decide where you want to go and to introduce you to some routes toward your goal. You will have to explore the territory for yourself, since no map can portray the infinite variety in the landscape of human interplay. The richness of that landscape can turn people management into a personal and unique art form with which to decorate, appreciate, and enjoy your place of work. We are facing crises in many fields, environmental as well as economic. Traditional silo or linear thinking is no longer sufficient to cope with unpredictable emergencies. We need the capacity to take a whole system approach that is a product of personal development, of moving from the old fear paradigm